always a cool stretch through here. Sort of heading down into the valley a bit. And this is not a newly fallen tree. I've stepped over this tree many times. Glimpse of the forest here. So I guess you could tell the makeup of the forest has changed considerably from when we were coming down the hill. We went from those very barren pines to a whole lot of green. Very lush, very green. So we'll see what we find as we go here. So far, no critters. Sounds really gnarly down here. Right. We've got quite the wetland here. Just flowing on down. And I can hear the creek below. And the rushing sound is telling me that I definitely don't think I want to try to cross it today. That would probably be our turnaround point. I guess I can't keep my new hiking shoes unmuddy forever, huh? It's a little sloppy up here. I'm excited to get down here and see what this looks like. I think every time I've been here, the water level's been kind of low. Lackluster. So I'll get you a little closer here. Get rid of this tree debris. So, as you can see, it is very, very orange. So we've got all of those mineral deposits from the days of coal mining still polluting the water here. Go through these pine trees. The water. I don't know how good of a view I can get free of this. I don't know if I can see the waterfall from here. So we've got a little orange cascade here for you to enjoy. And then you can see it just goes right down the mountain, all the way down, and I can see a really awesome waterfall down at the bottom. Hopefully we can, as we make our way down, hopefully we can get to that. If this wasn't orange, this would be really pretty. Alright, and me trying to figure out how to get across here, we found one. You go, little buddy. My first lizard of the season. It's probably what I look like when I'm trying to get across stuff. Speaking of, I need to figure out how I'm going to get down here without turning into a muddy mess. Wish me luck. See, the water here is a little bit more clear than the water up above. There's still that orange tinge. Lot of debris in here. The spring has been very harsh on our trees. And I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I can promise you that I've been nothing short of a contortionist this afternoon. Hugging a tree. But why wouldn't I hug a tree? It just keeps going. I'm not sure how far I'm going to keep going. I want to keep going. Flip you around and see me hugging a tree. Because why not? Alright, we're down. We can actually get close to the creek's edge now. I'm using the GoPro. But there's up where we just came from. So the creek calms down a little bit as we come down this way. Still gorgeous though. This is the creek crossing. Obviously, when you look, the rocks are submerged. So that would not have been happening today regardless, whether I had my poles or not. I wonder if that was the creek crossing I was thinking of. I'm going to come down this way a little bit further and see what I can see. I'm kind of wondering if maybe it was down here more. Last year I didn't do this whole stretch. Like I came part way down and then turned around. It was in the summer and it was drought, so there wasn't really much to look at. See, my GoPro battery's about shot, so we're going to find out real soon how good of a job my portable charger did. I hope it's working all right, because my phone is going to need charged at some point too. I think I'm going to go down to where there's this little opening here, and if that's not it, I think we're going to head back up. I'd like to try to get to that waterfall that I could see through the trees, because that looked like it was gorgeous. I'm going to see if I can pick my way through the woods and get a good shot of that. I think I was right. I think that spot might have been the creek crossing I was thinking of. There's no way. Now we're down. Yeah, we're down into the rocky zone. I've been down here before. You can't really see the creek from here. You see a little bit of a waterfall through the trees there. There's a lot of rocks between me and that bit of water there, so we might let that one go. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna let that one go. Not so much the rocks, but the big pit that's in the middle of them that's deterring me right now. We'll see if we can catch the one up above. Alright, I'm gonna hoof it back up. Talk to you soon. Okay, I'm back to where I heard this big waterfall. So I'm gonna try to get to a good position. So I just shimmied through all of that. I'm spending a lot of time today walking like the cartoon version of A Hunchback of Notre Dame. But it's getting me to some cool sights. So this is our orange waterfall that we saw earlier. Let me contort once again so I get through the trees. So here we have some nice little falls and cascades coming down the mountain in a vibrant orange color. And then we've got meeting the original creek here. So it doesn't look like I can get too close. I'm going to try to go to this other end here and use the zoom on my camera and see what I can get. It looks beautiful right here though. But I'm not really into, I feel like maybe I could go down there. But I have a suspicion it's going to be real muddy where it's flat. And I had the GoPro off. You missed it. I came up the opposite side of the mud fest that I went down on, and it was muddier. And then I had to get under a log. I couldn't get over it. It was too high, so I went under it and effectively did a split. So that was fun. I didn't know I could do a split, but I can. I didn't like it. Alright, yeah, this is going to be tough. So, I've assumed the squatting position yet again. So, this is what it looks like coming down from that side of the mountain. And this is with the GoPro again. So, very, very pretty. Very relaxing. Canyon around this tree here. And that bit coming down. Some more stuff going on for you. It's really something how orange this is coming down with all the mineral deposits. And I couldn't tell you when's the last time mining happened back here, but it still has an effect. But when you get to this water over here, like throughout the creek, I'm sure you could see there's still that orange hue to it, but nothing like what's coming down the mountain. This is hands down the best I have ever seen this creek. I've been hiking here for years, and like there's waterfalls, but then today it's just gorgeous. I highly recommend if you can get out here, and if you don't mind a little, I had to do some bushwhacking to get through here. There's lots of twigs and sticks and who knows what, but I mean, that's just, it's worth it, guys. It's worth it. And like I could sit here all day. I can't because I have to go home and feed my dog, but it's just so peaceful and beautiful. All right, we've made it back out to the main road here. So to go back to the vehicle, we'd go right, but we're not quitters. We're gonna go left. There's still some cool stuff to see back here, and I reckon that I'm gonna have a lot of editing and cutting to do before I post this video. Otherwise it's gonna be about as long as my hike. So I'm gonna be walking on this for a little while, and I will check back in with you next time I get to something really cool. We've definitely had enough rain this spring. Normally this is dry, or only slightly wet in spots, but it's literally flowing into this little pool down here. We'll take a peek. There's a good chance of tadpoles in here. Usually there are. Also looks pretty empty. See, a lot of times, wow, this is really deep compared to normal. It's usually barely a puddle. I don't know if you can really see that. Oh my. Actually, I'm looking in the GoPro right now. You could see a really cool reflection of the trees in it. That's pretty awesome. But I am not seeing tadpoles, which is actually a little unusual. And then you cross here, it's just a literal creek running down the path. But even over here, we've got it flowing down. No wonder the waterfalls down there are gushing the way they are. All this water just running right down. Like I mentioned earlier, I've hiked here. Wow, I've hiked here a lot over the years. And I would probably say hands down, today is my favorite day that I've hiked back here. Got another favorite spot to stop and peek. Just another area of forest that I tend to stop and admire on my way up through. I've gone up in there a few times to explore. I'm gonna let it go today. I feel like I've done my share of climbing under trees and over logs and through brush today. It's actually kind of nice to be on a normal path for a little bit. But I do love woods like that because they're so easy to navigate. You can get in there and explore. You never know what you're going to find. And here's another treat. Something that I haven't seen flow this nicely ever. And on the other side, It has been really, really nice to see the water just flowing through here so freely today. Like the life force of the forest. Like I mentioned earlier, I've never seen it like this. And we have had a lot of drought years. But what a world of difference it's making. This is always one of my favorite areas coming up through. Even more so today because there's actually water. Okay. Watch my step here. So if you do come up here, just be aware. I haven't seen any today, but there are rattlesnakes up here. When you're stepping into the brush, especially where it's kind of rocky, you want to be careful because there could be a timber rattler in there. So down here we've got, do this side first and then I'll cross over. Keep flowing down. Once again, fuller than I've ever seen it. Glimpse into a ridge there. And I'll show you the other side. I have sat near here and just listened to, oh my, this is prettier than last time for sure. I have sat near here already and listened to the creek while I was eating my lunch. Too. This is too good to miss. Oh goodness. It is just so damn pretty. I am so happy right now. If you could see my face, and you're not going to. I actually don't like showing my face in these videos. I do it because I should. But it actually makes me feel awkward and uncomfortable. So you're going to have to just imagine my happiness right now. Kind of looks like you could walk along here. I'm going to try it. I've got to kind of meander through trees. What else is new? Ooh, wow. Stuck by that one. It's not the first time that's happened. It's the first time you got to hear me say ouch. Wow. This might be an excellent spot to eat my orange that I brought to go with my lunch. I think I will. I'll catch you in a few. that right there. I think that's my favorite. All right, sadly, we are heading away from the creek. I was able to sit on a rock and enjoy my snack. I did take one selfie of my happiness. My phone was blowing up. I must have hit a section where I had cell service for like 15 text messages. And I'm just smiling, sitting on a rock next to a creek, eating a snack. So, goals, people, goals. Perfect afternoon. It is absolutely beautiful out today. So, we're gonna go part way, not all the way. So the other path I took you on, if you were to cross that creek, you would end up coming up this path. Like far, far down at the other end of it. But it would loop back up then here to this main road. But I wanted to show you some of it. Like, oh, I can smell the pine. We've got pine needles on the forest floor, as you can see. Still a lot of debris though. This wind's really been ravaging everything. But it is absolutely beautiful back in here. So I very much enjoy this walk as well. But again, I'm only going to go a little ways here and then I'm going to turn around because I want to go up to something else that I wanted to film for you today. And I've pretty much decided, originally I was going to take a shorter hike because I come here pretty often, and I was going to go home and work out, but between walking up and down the mountainside and doing squats and lunges to get waterfall pictures without trees in the way, I feel like, you know, my legs got to work out and cardio for sure. Maybe I'll do some arms and call it a day. We'll see how I feel when I get home. One thing I do know for sure is I need to shower something awful. It's not hot out, I'm not like gross, but I was crawling in the dirt to get to some things and under things to get to some things, and Lord only knows what I managed to get myself into. So I'm actually going to stop here. Give you that nice view there of the pine woods, but it looks like this for most of it. The trail gets a little rocky as you start to descend when you're going toward the creek. Actually, if you listen carefully, you can hear it. It's so loud. Oh my gosh, it's like calling me, like I want to keep going. I need to behave. So you'll descend down and then you'll actually see that stone wall that I was telling you about, the remnants of it, from that old, I'm assuming some kind of bridge. So we're going to turn around. We're going to come back up this way. And we're going to continue on up. I'm going to be turning you off for a little while. We're going to continue on up the mountain here. There's a pretty cool area further up that I want to show you. It doesn't look anything like this, but it's every bit as beautiful, so stay tuned. So I just wanted to turn you on for a second and let you know how hard it was for me to turn around and come back, because I can hear that creek raging down there, and I know it's beautiful, but I also know that if I walk down into that gorge, I'm going to have to walk back up, and I do have to watch my time. So I can't believe it's 5 o'clock already, and I probably have about an hour before I should really be pulling out and heading home. I think this is new. I don't know what that is, but I'm intrigued. We're gonna have to scope that out another time. So we're still heading up here, and pretty much when you come to this spot, everything's uphill. It evens out here and there. You might have a few little rolling areas, but for the most part, you are walking up the mountain. And the good news is, you have to turn around and go back. You get out a whole lot faster than you get in because you're going downhill. But you can see, you know, we just came out of that pine forest, and already, like, how much the landscape has changed. And this is nothing. When we get up to the top, it really changes. But it's really neat up here. The people who know their plants, their flowers and fauna, will probably have a field day up here. I'm not particularly knowledgeable about those things. I know a little bit, but not nearly as much as some people. Probably a snake lover's paradise in there. Actually seems a lot more grown up than it has in past years. It definitely is, because I've walked out there already. Unless I'm mistaking that for a spot further up. So I'm pretty sure I remember some paths as I walked out through there. Through there looks like you could walk a little bit. I don't think you get too far. I think normally we'd go left. Think. Controlled burn area. Maybe when I came through they had done a burn. Because none of this was here. I'm not entirely sure which way I'd like to go. I think I'll go to the right today. We're just going to have to come back another day. There's so much to see anyway. But I'm going to give myself about 10 minutes. And then I got to head back. I'm pretty sure I can make it back to the car in about half an hour from here. Even if I go for 10 more minutes this way. Since it's downhill, I can go a whole lot faster than I've been going. I also probably won't film the way back because you're just going to see the same thing you saw on the way up. Nifty little wheelbarrow thing here. Let's see what this says. Habitat Improvement Project. Oh, go a little closer. Oh, those grasses up there are pretty. Oh, that's really cool. Alright, well, we're going to continue this way. Wheelbarrow thing. Or wagon, not a wheelbarrow. Wagon. A little bit more through here. Sorry, new shoes. You're getting wet today. Got a bit of a maybe we should have gone the other way. I actually don't see a good way to get around this without getting wet, so we might just turn for today. This is pretty cool though. It'll be neat to see what it looks like when they're done. Yeah, we're gonna... It looks pretty marshy around most of that, and here where I'm stepping now. It was kind of sloppy through here, but I wasn't sinking in. Up there, looks like I'd be sinking in. Maybe we'll use our extra 5 minutes to go part way up the other side, see if it looks familiar. I honestly can't remember the last time I came up this far. If I went to the left or the right. Or if I even had a choice, to be honest with you. I feel like I would have though. This is like a pretty established path here. You can see where they had the burn. Thinking that's it, that last time I was all the way up here was probably not long after they did the burn. And that's why I was able to walk around. Like there was grass when I came through, but all of that was most certainly not there. I could see. Like I could see down to the woods. I even walked down to the woods in a few spots. I'll have to go back through my photos because I know I took some pictures of that. I'd say to get up to here, if you walk straight in, if you didn't do all the little side excursions that I did, and you just walk straight up, I'd say this is about 2.5 to 3 miles in once you get up here. Probably closer to 2.5. There's something in particular I'm using as a frame of reference, but I'm pretty sure I remember being able to see all those rocks on the way up before. We'll see what's around the bend up here. This has been an absolutely gorgeous May day. It's been a beautiful hike. We saw a lot of God's creation out here. It just doesn't get better than this. Just being out here enjoying nature and another beautiful day. There's a nice view from here. Do a little scan. Alright, I just need a bear. All I need is a bear. And we'll have achieved perfection. Even a snake would be kind of cool. Fox, turtle, something. I guess I can't complain though. I saw 2 turkeys, or I saw the same turkey twice, I'm still not entirely sure. And I got to see my little buddy, the red eft. Oh yeah, I must have come this way because I remember this. Time. I have 4 minutes to go forward. Then I'm going to make myself go back. And I know those of you that love being out here as much as I do, you know how hard it is to not go down that path or turn around because you need to get home. Oh, do you hear that? not how I am. I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna crest the top of that hill and see what's next, and then I'll turn around. And then I won't, because I'll see something else that intrigues me. Wow, got all the little milkweed or whatever floating around. That's gonna make me sneeze. I remember this spot. This spot was really cool. Either a chipmunk or a squirrel. I'm gonna make myself stop. I know that my dog could be good for, I could probably hike another hour and go home and she'd still be fine, but I don't like to do that to her if I don't have to. And I could always come back. This isn't that far away. This is me convincing myself to turn around, by the way. I can't complain. I've been out here for 5 hours. Got some great footage. Hung my trail cam. Saw some beautiful sights. It's been a stellar day. Well, I'm gonna sign off for now so I can walk without having one of my arms at a 90-degree angle, and I'll get the camera out if I see anything cool on my way back down, and I'll touch base with you at the end before I hop in the car and head home. No, Amy, you have to go home. You can't go down there. Well, I can hear the traffic in the distance, so that means one thing. I'm getting close to the parking lot. Everybody's zooming up and down Goldmine Road. So on my way back through, I did stop and pine for the pine forest, and I did stare at that creek for a little while, and I sat and looked at the field for a few minutes, see if anything would go across. And I filmed a little red eft that was crossing my path. So it's past 6 o'clock. It's like 6:20, but never fear, Maggie Moo will be fine when I get home. But thanks for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoy the footage I have from today's hike, and I really hope it inspires you to get out and explore yourself. Till next time.